Game 3, it's a Teamer Emerge Mirror. Two great players here. We're going to bring you to the game. On Michael's side, he's at 19. Ajay's Telepath Unbound at 2.
And for Michael Majors, a face-down Den Protector.
Yeah, no real suspense as to what that is. Both players know. So we're going to have a Jace on both sides. Looking at the graveyard, Majors has, it looks like a Delirium count of 4 here. He's got Vessel, Emercle, Land, and Traverse. See Nissa's Pilgrimage coming from Majors.
Tapping out a mana to morph up the Den Protector, though not really concerned about it dying.
Yeah, the Teamer deck does play Kozilek's Returns, but I think Majors has a ton of cards in his hand. If this Den Protector dies, so be it. He'll swing for 2. He's got Shrine in play. Got enough lands that the next land turns it on. He will have, with that, should be enough mana to Emercle.
Carpenter does have an Emercle in his hand. Unclear if he's there yet, though.
Yeah, Jace will go ahead and activate. We see sorcery, instant, land, creature. I think, looks like Carpenter also, with a Shrine here, can Emercle.
The value that having Shrine in this deck adds just by having 1 or 2 copies is so huge.
Right. It's one of the really great innovations for the list. Once you hit 7 lands in play, when one of them is a Shrine, more often than not, it's just ready for Emercle.
It's just a truism at any format in Magic. If you can find a way to have a land that taps for multiple mana, it's probably great.
Primal Druid from Carpenter. Jace goes up to 6, shrinking the Den Protector, and he passes. This is a window for Majors then. Upkeep. We're going to emerge the Primal Druid. We're probably looking for Elder Deep Fiend here. It is. Taps 4 lands, makes sure to pick out that Shrine.
Also, Major's only blue source.
And leave him with just basic forests.
And now Carpenter should definitely be in Emercle range on the following turn.
Does Majors have a counter? We will see. He, at the very least, could flip up the Den Protector.
Majors, if he has... Is he playing Learn from the Past in his sideboard?
No.
Not seeing any copies. That would be something you would really like to have had here.
He'll use 2 of the mana to flip up Den Protector. When Nissa's pilgrimaging for all your lands, as it looks like Michael has done, shortage of blue mana is a thing. Gets Traverse the Ulfin Vault back. Then draws a turn, draws Explosive Vegetation, just tons of lands. Can't you do anything with it, though? Got 9 cards in hand right now, I believe. Make that 8. He'll Traverse. Looking at Ulamog. That's an ambitious find. I suppose he's not very far off at 1 more land and he can just cast Ulamog.
Yeah, be able to cast that next turn. And perhaps Majors is thinking, you know, if Carpenter has Emercle, he's wrecking me anyway. Hope he doesn't have a way to do it. So that seems so unlikely given Carpenter's position.
Yeah, all it takes is what? Jace minus on a Traverse. Yeah, Emercle's probably happening. He's going to find Nissa. Casts her. Finds another forest. Michael's got a lot of those. He still has 1 left, though. Play it and flip. And cast Traverse.
Gesturing that the Nissa trigger is going to resolve here. He's just getting through this. He wants to make sure they're able to finish this game.
Elder Deep Fiend is the find. Now, Michael is still short on blue mana. He can cast it for 8 at this point. Can't emerge it. I guess he'd really like it if this Nissa flipped a blue mana source.
Yeah.
Rather, she'll make a 4/4, so I'm not going to flip anything.
Yeah, no shortage of cards in hands for Majors. If he draws a spell, looks like he might already have 7 in the grip.
His Delirium count's now up to 5. We're back to Brad Carpenter. Can he Emercool Michael? Michael's left in a spot where Emercool is not actually as damaging, though. Look at those Planeswalkers. They're on 2 and 1.
Mm-hmm. Carpenter can't just make them use an ability that removes all of their loyalty.
Yeah, right. You don't want to plus the Nissa for him. I don't even think you want to plus the Jace for him. He just would do nothing to the Planeswalkers.
Mm-hmm.
Ulamog's already here for Brad, but he can't cast it just yet. Looks like he has maybe both Eldrazi Titans, Ulamog and Emercool. And Elder Deep Fiend. So Lashweed Lurker is the last card. It's just 4 Eldrazi for Brad.
Remember, they came as 4.
The Lashweed Lurker was one of them. Deep Fiend will swing at Nissa. Brad is sure to minus a creature first so that Michael only has 5 power.
Mm-hmm. Don't just want the Deep Fiend to get eaten in combat.
Ashayo will jump in front of the Deep Fiend, valiantly protecting Nissa. And we'll see how Brad plays from here. 3 mana. Looks like he might emerge. So with 8 lands here, I'm wondering Brad may not have 5 card types in the yard. And if that's true, he can't cast Emercle yet.
Mm-hmm. It looks like he just wants the Lurker to reset Major's draw step.
Lashweed Lurker is the play. It emerges from Elder Deep Fiend. He's got to pick one of these. Probably Jace?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jace goes on top. I guess the other ones are cards that Majors would be happy to draw. Drawing Jace here is pretty slow.
Yeah, the Jace takes a little bit more time to get the payoff. And one thing I like about this is Majors just has the 1 blue source currently, so when you reset his draw step here, you know there's no Deep Fiend forthcoming on the following turn, or at least can be fairly confident of it. Yeah, you can just cast it for 8, of course.
And then he'll pass. He was debating whether or not to Deep Fiend again off the Lurker, and I think he's going to. Just the physics of this, okay, a Lashweed Lurker emerges from an Elder Deep Fiend, and then an Elder Deep Fiend emerges from that Lashweed Lurker. I don't know how that works, but this is pretty sweet. He's going to tap 4 of Michael's cards.
Well, you see, the game is called Magic.
Oh, okay. No. Good call. He targeted everything that wasn't a basic forest.
Yep, blue source, double land. These are good taps. This means that Majors won't be able to cast Emercle this turn. Too many lands are tapped. He has the option to cast a Deep Fiend for 8 if he chooses to do that.
So, go back to Michael. He doesn't have enough mana to do everything here, but he's going to, in response, cast Elder Deep Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Just tapping some of Brad's things. Nissa pluses, puts Yavimaya Coast into play.
Okay, that would enable him to cast the Jace on this turn.
Den Protector hits Jace, down to 4. Michael plays a land, plays a Jace, plays a Primal Druid, passes.
And you saw that there was some communication. Michaels was saying earlier, the Deep Fiend, as the spell resolves, floated the mana so we could use his Deep Fiend to tap it down that turn so we can get in the attack with the Den Protector.
Tap for 7 from Brad, and did he finally get enough for Emercool? He did. Here is the Eldrazi Titan. How much damage can he do? He was the first player to make Emercool. That's always important in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll take Michael's turn. What do we have? Explosive Vegetation, Emercool, Elder Deep Fiend in hand.
And Majors has that Jace now. Brad can just activate that and discard Emercle.
That's not bad. He draws Vessel of Nascency. So yeah, so what are the negative things he can do here? He can make sure that Nissa's gone, make another 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
Activate Jace, discard a card.
-3 Jace to no effect, so it's just stuck with 2 loyalty.
Emerge Elder Deep Fiend out of Elder Deep Fiend or out of something stupid.
Sure. Fail to find if you... Yeah, you probably just sacrifice the Deep Fiend over the Druid, so that'll just be sticking around.
You don't have to take a card off Vessel, I believe.
Yeah, so see how much mana he has. He can do the Deep Fiend for just 2 blue sources. And
You can fail to find on vegetation. So given
yep.
enough mana, Brad can get rid of everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a May, so
Yeah, so you probably step 1, activate Jace, make sure you can discard the Emercle and see what's left behind.
all right, Nissa makes a 4/4. She's gone. That one was free. Takes that. The Jace flips
It does, and then he just -3s it.
and doesn't use the spell.
Yeah.
He could that. He could also emerge. What if he looted and then in response emerged from the Jace so that Michael doesn't get a Planeswalker with a trigger on?
He could also do that. Theoretically, he could do something like flip the Jace, actually use it to flashback a Traverse, look at Major's deck, maybe just... Well, he doesn't have enough blue mana to just cast another Deep Fiend with Emerge for no effect. That is something you could theoretically do if there was enough blue mana.
So this is a neat one. He actually just makes the Deep Fiend and Jace attack to kill themselves. Then he'll cast Emercle. So Michael will get Brad's next turn. But looks like he's then going to use the 2 blue to emerge Deep Fiend out of Emercle.
Okay. That's also an angle there.
They're shortcutting a bit. They're figuring out, okay, these were the 8 lands that Michael tapped to cast Emercle.
I'm not convinced that this is better than discarding the Emercle to Jace. Though, with activating the Jace, one risk is that you go 2 cards deeper in Major's deck. The first one, you wouldn't be able to get rid of it. It was a second Emercle. And also, Major's gets a crack at the next card in his deck.
I think I agree because Michael still got to keep the Vessel of Nascency. And that seems big.
Mm-hmm.
I really would have liked to have seen Brad get rid of that.
And well, the problem for Brad here is he's a great player, so trying to find a way to spew value is not necessarily in his wheelhouse. Now, so I'm terrible, so finding a way to spew is like right where I want to be.
It's like you just have to play it straight up. So here we're on Majors' real turn. So now he can pick up his hand. Major's going to play this. After this, Michael will play Brad's next turn. Emercool's a fun card. lots of fun things. And it's a Vessel here from Michael Majors. It seems likely that Michael will be able to just really mess up Brad's board. You see Vessel showing some Eldrazi, but no Emercool.
Mm-hmm.
If he finds a creature with Emerge, which the 5 counter Jace probably does, he can
right.
Yeah,
so it looks like he'll be able to mess up Carpenter's board significantly. Not only getting that Jace down to 2 loyalty, finding a way to sacrifice the Emercle. Carpenter will have some stuff left over, but Majors will be able to do quite the number. He has blockers that can set it up so he can trade the Den Protector for the Elder Deep Fiend.
Land from Michael.
Actually, he doesn't even have to do that. He can order Primal Druid at his first blocker. Just have that get eaten by the Deep Fiend.
Sure. Lashweed Lurker, the play from Majors. He will put Emercool on top of Brad's deck. What's he up to here? You don't want to give that guy back. I mean, he's about to take Brad's turn, so you're thinking there's some sort of punishing thing he's got set up?
He's got some kind of plan for that Emercle.
If Brad has a card like Grapple, that's really sweet.
Yeah, if you're able to on upkeep, just mill it and never draw it.
Yeah. Michael makes that play with such confidence. Okay, there's a Clash of Wills in Brad's yard. I mean, he could counter it if Brad has enough mana to do all that. What Michael doesn't know is Brad has an Ulamog in his hand. Michael's going to find that out when he takes Brad's turn.
Yes.
These when you get to this ramp mirror where the players both start casting Emercle, it's really hard to figure out what's important.
This support state is insanely complicated. We're getting close to time. They've been playing these decks the entire tournament. I am curious to see what the plan is with the Emercle.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to go on top of the deck, but then now it is. So we'll see. Michael's going to cast Explosive Vegetation. Get some more lands out of the deck just as islands. No need to get that mountain. It's in the graveyard. It's the one of, so can't actually do that.
Yep.
There don't appear to be that many Kozilek's returns still on the list anyway, if any.
No, this matchup is about creatures that have more than 5 toughness mostly.
All right, so the next turn will be Brad's turn. Michael's going to play it. So Michael plays. Now he sees that, yes, there's an Ulamog in the hand and draws Emercle, so here are these Titans. Ulamog not castable yet, though. Now he looks at the graveyard. What can flash back? Gather, Grapple, Clash of Wills. How many card types might... Brad only has 8 lands. I don't believe... He doesn't have enough card types to play and counter the Emercle. Anyway, Ulamog might be the bigger issue nonetheless. This seems like a tough spot for Michael. I don't know how much damage he can actually inflict on Brad here. He'll give flashback to one of Brad's spells.
Open players, it is time in round 11.
Looks like he's going to flash back a Grapple.
5 additional turns to end your match. Once again, that is time.
Forest, Primal Druid, and Traverse enter the graveyard. He moves that Lashweed Lurker to the top of the deck. Looks like he wants to make Brad cast that one.
I can use the Lashweed Lurker to put one of Brad's own permanents on the top of his library, reset his draw step. Though it doesn't look like there is a clear plan for the Emercle.
Or the Ulamog, even. These Titans are going to be very good.
Well, the Ulamog's one thing, but the Emercle that Majors specifically put on top of Carpenter's library.
Yeah, that's the more confusing part.
At first, I was giving him some credit, but this looks like it might have been an error.
I wonder what the plan was. You know, it's not a... It's very... So he'll take Lashweed Lurker back. I suppose he just needed to get rid of Emercle and was hoping to see an emerge creature in Brad's hand. And then say, okay, I'll cast it and emerge it away. 13-13 trample's pretty good, right? Michael's at 15.
He did have access to the Jace and all these green spells, though.
This is where these matchups are weird, because the thing that's actually making this a bad Emercle for Michael is the fact that Brad doesn't have enough lands.
He wants to be able to cast more of his spells.
Yeah, I remember having played this weird. There was these weird situations where because I was doing better in the ramp game, I lost because of how Emercle works. It's really messed up.
For sure.
You know, it's like if your hand is just Emercle and then my hand is Emercle 3 Deep Fiends, you're winning because you can make me mess up harder when you take my turn, which you're like, wait, I thought Deep Fiends are great. I'm like, yeah, they are. I don't get it. There's a lot going on here. Okay. They're great until they're a liability.
Right.
So we're going to Carpenter's turn. Now we're back on normal turns. This is Brad's turn. Emercle the Promised End. Jace plus is up. He'll take Michael's next turn. The clock is correct here. So now we are going to go to Michael's turn. Brad's going to play this. This is our 3rd Emercle of this game. Michael, with a huge number of lands, his hand is just a Wretched Gryph. He will draw. It's a Yavimaya Coast. And Brad's going to get to destroy Michael's board here.
If he wants, he can downgrade one of these creatures into the Wretched Gryph, though Michael draws a card for that. So
He'd probably do it.
Brad would be able to make it bad. Yeah, here's the sort of card you can do that with.
Well, here's the thing we're going to do for sure. 3 Yavimaya Coasts. Those are all being tapped for damage.
Oh, yeah. get that one out of the way. One of these Eldrazi or something will be running into the Emercle, presumably the Deep Fiend. Then he can downgrade the Lurker into the 3/4.
Michael now down to 13, so one Emercle swing is lethal. As long as Wretched Griff doesn't get in the way. Clock's still correct here. Players are going to want to keep pace.
This seems like it's going to be a difficult game to get to a conclusion.
Well, maybe, but maybe not. I mean, they get 5 turns. These Emercles are 13/13s.
This Emercle is lethal here.
Yeah. So Lashway Lurker will swing, Emercle will block. That part's easy. I can see Brad winning this one in turns pretty easily.
Majors does have to find something to do about this Emercle.
So after using that pain mana, Brad looks like he's going to emerge Wretched Griff. Off of Elder Deep Fiend, he'll draw a card. Draws Clash of Wills. Well, there are no other spells here, so Michael actually gets to keep his counter spell.
All right.
And that's so good. Brad has... Oh, wait. Wretched Griff.
Oh.
The draw's on a cast trigger, so he draws it, and the Grishif is still in the stack, so Brad can actually Clash of Wills it.
Very nice. And yeah, I guess Majors is
Majors
dead now.
extends the hand. It's Brad Carpenter winning that one in 3. It's not actually Elvish Visionary. He can use Clash.
That's pretty awesome.
That's so much better.
Well, good on Brad for seeing that. That's amazing.
So Brad Carpenter, Teamer, Emerge, improves to 9-2. Michael Majors, same deck at 8-3. Both